Good morning. Welcome to the forecast discussion for Tuesday, July 25th, 2023. Well, we start off the morning pretty quiet out there. A little increase in humidity. Temperatures ranging from the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior. Mid 70s over much of the suburbs and mid 70s in your urban areas. We have winds coming in from the southwest around 5 to 10 miles per hour ahead of a trough that's approaching the region that has produced some low clouds and some showers and thunderstorms. When you take a look at the latest weather tap radar and surface map, you can see this trough. This trough will be lifting towards our neck of the woods, and it's going to open up the potential for showers and thunderstorms. Now, for much of the morning, we'll see an increase in cloud cover and what we call cumulus starting to develop throughout the region, and that's going to cause some pop-up showers and thunderstorms starting to develop after 1 p.m. From 1 p.m. through 8 p.m., this trough will be lifting to the northeast, and as it does so, it's going to start to fire off showers and thunderstorms. Now, most of the thunderstorms will remain below severe levels, but there is a threat for a few of these thunderstorms to feature intense downpours, frequent lightning, wind gusts over 55 miles per hour, and small hail. The tornado threat is pretty low, if not non-existent. In this setup, what you primarily have to worry about is what we call downburst wind gusts, where the cooler air in the middle of the thunderstorm slams down towards the ground and then expands out at the surface. And the way that looks like on the radar usually is this expansion of and Boeing-like structure in your thunderstorm line. And when you start to see those winds get mixed down to mid-levels and creating that, that's where you get your straight line wind gusts. So we're going to definitely be watching that. When we take a look at our latest infrared satellite picture, this shortwave will be lifting to the northeast, and it's going to produce a very stormy afternoon. But keep an eye on this here. See, what's happening here is the polar jet stream's relaxing. It's going to take a little break, go on a vacation, go back up to Canada, hang out with his friends in the polar regions. And that's bad news for us, because what that means is that the Western Atlantic ridge here is going to build, and the ridge that's out here in Texas is going to build, and they're going to kind of mix air masses. So you have the mid-level hot air in the plains surging towards us, and you have the tropical moisture at the lower levels with our Western Atlantic ridge building into the region. And so that combines and produces hot and humid weather conditions. Now, what I'm concerned about in this environment is that this is going to push our heat index over 100 degrees. And yes, we've experienced that before, but we haven't experienced that this year all that much. So it can really put a strain on the body. So if you have any friends, family outside working, elderly, kids, whatnot, make sure they're drinking plenty of water. Make sure if they're getting overheated to get back indoors, because it can really put a stress on the human body. And we're talking about a heat index. Let's say this is on Friday, 102, 107, 106, 105, right around the I-95 corridor. That is pretty nasty. So definitely use some caution and be prepared as a result. So let's dive into this forecast. Again, for today, scattered showers and thunderstorms will be a threat. A few of them could be severe. Will have the primary impact between 1 p.m. and 8 p.m. today. So if you're heading out to the Phillies game, the Mets-Yankees game, be prepared for delays, because there's a good chance you're going to experience them, but I think both games will be played. Temperatures today will range from lower to mid 80s over the northern interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast, and upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. Now, tomorrow we start to do that shift to a hotter pattern. We're not there yet, but we start to definitely notice the increase in humidity, and you can see the Western Atlantic ridge here building. So that means any cold fronts and troughs basically head through the Great Lakes and head towards the St. Lawrence River Valley in this direction. So this still opens up the potential for isolated thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, but for the most part, the primary story will be the increase in the heat. So low temperatures tomorrow range from the mid to upper 60s throughout the region. High temperatures range from the mid to upper 80s over the northern interior, lower to mid 80s along the coast, and upper 80s to lower 90s in the Delaware River Valley. Not too bad yet. Then on Thursday, well, that heat really starts to take hold. Again, there's still that threat for isolated showers and thunderstorms. I think the primary threat will be over the interior, but coastal areas will have to watch out for them as well. And a few isolated thunderstorms could reach those severe levels. But the primary story will be the heat. Low temperatures will range from the lower to mid 70s throughout the region. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 90s over the northern interior, mid to upper 80s on Long Island and on the immediate coast, upper 80s to lower 90s everywhere else on the coast. But then in the I-95 corridor and the Delaware River Valley, you're looking at high temperatures in the upper 90s to lower 100s. Combine that with the heat index, that's where you start pushing into the mid hundreds, and that could be pretty nasty. Then on Friday, same scenario. Again, watch out for a few isolated showers and thunderstorms in the afternoon and evening, some fog in the morning. Low temperatures will range from the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, upper 60s to lower 70s in your suburbs, and mid to upper 70s in your urban areas. There's that urban heat island effect. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 90s over the northern interior, upper 80s to lower 90s along the immediate coast, and mid 90s to lower 100s in the Delaware River Valley. Saturday, rinse and repeat, same scenario. A cold front will try to approach the region with, again, isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening hours. The primary story, once again, will be the heat, with low temperatures in the upper 60s to lower 70s over the northern interior, mid to upper 70s everywhere else. I would not be surprised if it gets stuck around 80 degrees for a low in, let's say, Philadelphia or New York City. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 90s over the northern interior, lower to mid 90s along the coast, and upper 90s to lower 100s in the Delaware River Valley. On Sunday morning, the cold front will move through with showers and thunderstorms, followed by clearing skies in the afternoon. Can't rule out an isolated shower or thunderstorm in the afternoon. As the cold front sinks south, we'll see how fast it sinks south. Temperatures will range from the mid to upper 60s over the northern interior, lower to mid 70s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the lower to mid 80s throughout the region as that polar air builds in. On Monday, high pressure will be in control, and same thing on Tuesday with scattered cloud cover expected and much lower humidity. Look for low temperatures to range from the mid 50s to lower 60s over the northern interior, mid to upper 60s along the coast. High temperatures will range from the mid to upper 70s over the northern interior, upper 70s to lower 80s along the coast, and lower to mid 80s in the Delaware River Valley. So we dropped from the 90s and hundreds down into the 70s and 80s with a much nicer air mass by the start of August. That is your forecast discussion for today. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.